What's up, Geometry? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to be looking at Quiz Review 10.4 through 10.6. This is all of our circle relationships. We're going to be doing questions 1 through 16 first, and then the evens from 18 through 28. For number 1, our missing angle is going to be 55 degrees as well, because when we have that interior angle, it's matching with that arc measurement from the center. Same thing for number 2. My missing piece would be 140 degrees here. Finding the measures of the arc or central angle indicated, assume that lines which appears to be diameters are actual diameters. So if we look at X, V, T, that's the entire major arc here. We're thinking about choosing matching angles as well, but this time we've got a vertical angle. So this is 55, this is 55. And then if we think about from X to W to V, and V to W, that's 180. So what I would do is I would find, maybe this one could be, we can say this is Y. Y plus 55 plus 64 equals 180. And that's going to give us a missing piece of 55 minus 64, 61 degrees. So then I would just add 55, 55, 64, and 61. I'm going to end up with 235 degrees. Okay. Same thing here. IM is this one, and that's a minor arc. So IM, I'm looking at maybe considering I have these two angles that are matching, so these are going to be corresponding. So when I think about this picture as a whole, my entire circle is 360, so I'm just going to start taking off things that are given to me. 360 minus 150 gives me 210. Then I've got another 50. That'll give me 160. Then I've got a 40. That gives me 120. And then these two are just going to be split evenly, so I'm just going to divide those by 2. So this would be 60 degrees, which means my IM is also 60 degrees. Okay. Number 5, this is when we have those intercepting angles. So we know that from our, I think this was less than like 10.4 or 10.4. Our intercepting angles is exactly half of that arc. So I just take 74 divided by 2, and I'm going to get 37 degrees. Here, this is an inscribed quadrilateral, so X plus 115 is equal to 180. Those are opposite angles, they're supplementary. That means X is 65 degrees. For number 7, what I'm thinking about here is I know that this degree measurement is 166, so maybe I start with 360 and subtract 166. And I'm going to get 194. And then I've also got this 62 taken care of. So minus 62, I'm going to get about approximately 132 as a remaining piece. With that though, maybe even think about like this is an inscribed angle, and it's going to be exactly half of whatever's left over. So this entire arc from K all the way around to S is 132 degrees. So what I can do is maybe divide that by 2, and that'll give me this missing angle here. So 132 divided by 2 is 66. So 66 degrees for number 7. For this one, number 8, we see that we have a diameter. It's going through the diameter, which means I'm given a right angle for this SRT. Okay, so that means this is 90 degrees, which means this angle 50 degrees is matching SR. So that means this one's 100 degrees. And because SVR is intercepting with arc SR, so is angle STR. So that means this is also 50 degrees. So then when I think about my triangle all by itself, here in teal, 90, 50, and this missing piece would be 40 degrees. So that one we can use our theorem 10.12 to help us with. Okay, 2 more before we get into some tangents. For number 9, we know that if we add our opposite angles together, they'll be equal to 180. So then I'm just going to combine some like terms. I got 180 plus 2x equals 180, or 2x equals 0, so x equals 0. Okay, for number 10, thinking about your intercepted arc here, so we're looking for 5x minus 2, but maybe thinking about how that relates to another piece. Notice I'm having my diameter, so really this corner piece is 90, so 39 subtracted from 90 gives me here 51, okay? And then 51 is intercepting this arc here, so 51 times 2 will be equal to that 52x minus 2. So 51 times 2 is 102 equals 52x minus 2. That'd be 104 is equal to 52x, so 2 is equal to x for number 10. Okay? All right, next up we're going to get into some tangents. Find the measure of the arc or angle indicated. Assume that lines which appear tangent are also tangent. So for this one, this tangent is making a straight line, so we know that if I take 180 and subtract 36, I can find out this angle measurement. So 180 minus 36 would be a good start. This will be 144. And then because of this relation to the major arc, I would be able to take 144 and multiply that by 2 since it's exactly half of that major arc, and I'm going to end up with 288 degrees. Okay. For number 12, I'm missing this interior angle. So all I'm doing here is taking 244 and subtracting 180 from that. So 244 minus 180 is going to give me 64 degrees. That theorem I used was 10.17 from our theorem sheet. Onward to number 13, flipping it over. This one is where we're going to use our theorem 10.15 from our theorem sheet. So I know that 114 can be equal to 1/2 of x plus 68, since those are my exterior arcs. Or multiplying by 2 on both sides to solve for x, I'm going to get 228 is equal to x plus 68, or x is 160. Okay, same thing here for number 14. I'm missing q, so how to find q, or let's say that's x. X can be found by taking 1/2 of the differences of the major arc, 170 minus 80 minor arc. This is your theorem 10.16. So I can maybe multiply both sides by 2 to get 2x is equal to 170 minus 80, or 2x is equal to 90. So that means x is 45. Okay. For number 15, similar setup. 50 is equal to 1/2, parentheses 159 minus x. Multiply both sides by 2. I'm going to get 100 equals 159 minus x. Subtracting 159 from both sides, I get negative 59 is equal to negative x. So 59 is equal to x for this one. Okay. And then 16, all this one is just taking 134, and because this is an intercepted arc with an inscribed angle, just dividing that by 2, I'm going to get 67. Okay. Our next section, we're just looking at the evens because this is already enough work anyways, so let's get started here. For the first one, we're going to say that 4x plus 3 can be equal to 1/2 of your major, 126, minus your minor, 56, okay? Or multiplying both sides by 2 after I simplify this. So 4x plus 3 is equal to 1/2 of 126 minus 56 would be 70. And then I just took 1/2 of 70, which is 35. That was a little bit easier to do than normal. So I get 4x plus 3 is equal to 35. Subtracting 3 from both sides, I get 4x is equal to 32, which means x is equal to 8. Okay? For number 20, this one can be solved by saying 14x plus 3 is equal to 1/2 of your intercepted arc, so -3 plus 31x. Okay, I'm going to start off by multiplying both sides by 2 to get rid of that 1/2, so this goes away. So now I'm going to have 14 times 2, which is 28x, plus 6 is equal to -3 plus 31x. Okay, I'm going to move some things. I'm going to move my 3 over and move my 28 to the right. So I'm going to end up with 9 is equal to 3x, so x is equal to whole number 3. Okay. For number 22, again starting with that 50, and that's going to be equal to 1/2 of your major arc, 155, minus your minor, 17x plus 4. For this one I got a decimal, so we're just going to round it to the nearest whole number. So I'm going to start off by multiplying by 2 on both sides to get rid of that 1/2. So now I've got 100 equals 155. I'm going to go and put that 155 and 4 together to make 159 minus 17x. Subtracting 159 from both sides, I'm going to get -59 is equal to -17x. And then 59 divided by 17, I'm getting about 3.4. So we're just going to round that and say x is about 3. Okay. 24 is up next. So for these, this is where you have your shorter side squared is equal to your short plus long side. So 15 squared is equal to 9 times 9 plus x, that entire secant right here. So this will be 225 is equal to 81 plus 9x. Subtracting 81 from both sides, I'm going to get 144 equals 9x. So that means x is equal to 16. And then we've got 26. Same deal, except now we've got both sides. So 3 times 3 plus x minus 1 is equal to 4 times 4 plus x minus 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms here. So I'd have 3 times 2 plus x, and then over here I have 4 times, these cancel out, just x. So I'm going to get 6 plus 3x equals 4x minus 3x from both sides. I come up with 6 is equal to x for number 26. And then our last one, number 28, I'm going to have 10 times 10 plus 8x equals 9 times 9 plus 11x. Go ahead and distribute here. 100 plus 80x equals 81 plus 99x. Got to move my x's to the right here, so I'm just going to focus on moving that smaller coefficient so I don't have negative coefficients I got to hopefully worry about. Cancel, cancel. 19 is equal to 19x, so x is equal to 1. Okay, that'll conclude our quiz review on 10.4 through 10.6. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, give it a thumbs up, and good luck on your quiz next class. Have a good day.